information came direct from Meghan's ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, via an intermediary. And obviously, Trevor Engelson is a very successful TV producer. He now has his own family. He's very happy.
He's moved on. He has put Meghan behind him. He probably is not interested in people bringing up his past relationship. He has 3 children now.
I've met a couple times her ex-husband. I'm sure
Meghan's?
Yes, I met him like personally. We a while.
Somebody set you up.
We met in the lobby of the Soho House in Chicago and just sort of like flirted and then started talking and then met once in LA. Very briefly, we talked about doing a project. He said his ex was a woman from a show called Suits. I didn't know what the show was. I didn't know the woman. Months later, I see pictures in Us Weekly of Harry's dating someone, and I text him to be like, is this your ex? And he's like, yup. And I'm like, I go, you think she's gonna close? And he's like, oh, she'll close.
Oh, and listen, I want to say this to you in the best way, because I wonder if you could rewrite your public narrative from scratch. Is there anything that you would do differently? Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth.
It is pretty extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, I think she's just got so used to lying that maybe, in my opinion, she believes the lies she tells. I don't know, but either way, she's just been so consistently loose with the truth.
Meghan Markle, meet the truth. Truth, meet Meghan Markle. I don't think you know each other. In fact, I fear that you're complete strangers. Yep, the devious Duchess is at it again, playing the victim card, lashing out at all those horrible lies that all those nasty people tell about her. By that, she means anything that anyone says about her that she doesn't like.
What Trevor said to Bethany Frankel about how Meghan was going to snare Harry when they first met.
Well, I always thought she was ridiculous.
I mean, how could she tell this stuff and get away with it?
Oh my God, I can't even. These two, Meghan and Harry, are the worst.
Before Trevor Engelson ever opened his mouth, long before he even considered breaking the monk-level silence he wrapped around his life like emotional bubble wrap, his family already knew Meghan Markle was about to put him through a character arc he did not sign up for.
I have been waiting for this for a very long time.
They didn't need tarot cards, moon phases, or Oprah-level intuition. They just watched their son give this woman his time, his loyalty, his mental stability, and probably 3/4 of his sanity, while she handed him back the romantic energy of a LinkedIn endorsement.
In Bethany Frankel's latest brutal takedown of Harry and Meghan, and you remember Frankel, very good friends with Lauren Sanchez, but also a former star of The Real Housewives of New York, has opened up for the first time about her secret relationship with Meghan's ex-husband, her first husband, Trevor Engelson. And you are not going to believe what Trevor said to Bethany Frankel about how Meghan was going to snare Harry when they first met.
Everyone around him clocked the imbalance instantly. Meghan's warmth was about as generous as a Kardashian prenup. The respect was incredibly one-sided. And the love? Girl. The love had the Wi-Fi signal of a rural Airbnb. Trevor kept folding himself into emotional origami, trying to make the marriage work, while Meghan was already packing her future goals and leaving him outside the luggage carousel.
And of course, this comes after Megyn Kelly had previously revealed that Trevor Engelson had told a very close friend of hers that Meghan Markle had this vision board which included pictures of Prince Harry on it.
This wasn't pettiness. It wasn't jealousy. It wasn't some dramatic family feud. This was instinct, the kind that whispers, your boy is investing his entire soul into someone who moved out emotionally 3 seasons ago. And then came the fracture, the invisible crack that everyone felt but Trevor couldn't see until it split the marriage clean in half. A quiet confession, a life-altering truth, a soft-spoken grenade, the moment Meghan allegedly told Trevor she couldn't have children. And that's where the story stops being sad and starts becoming suspicious.
Isn't this fascinating? Bethany Frankel has always seemed to really understand what makes Meghan tick, and it now emerges it's because she had this insight from Trevor, the first husband.
And what happened next is what truly lit the fuse. Before princes, before tiaras, before orchestrating a multi-platform rebrand into Duchess 2.0, Meghan stood in front of Trevor, the man who thought she was endgame, and dropped a truth bomb that redirected their entire future. She said she couldn't have children. Not maybe, not unlikely, not let's talk about it. She could not have children.
She created a spider web, as far as I'm concerned.
That kind of news doesn't just shift the future, it redraws it. It changes timelines, dreams, plans, everything. But Trevor, sweet, optimistic, golden retriever energy Trevor, he didn't question a thing. He didn't push. He didn't negotiate. He didn't even blink weird. He just accepted it, quietly, fully, with love. He reconstructed their entire marriage around that information. No resentment, no weaponizing, no emotional scorekeeping. The man built a whole new future blueprint with zero complaints. Fast forward, now Meghan and Prince Harry welcomed not one, but 2 children.
She will find a way to bounce past him to some other taker who might actually just love the guy. She will take her royal kids, who can still go by prince and princess, and find the billionaire.
Oh, the math? It was mathing. Just not in Trevor's favor. Sources say he didn't rage. He didn't throw plates. He didn't roast marshmallows over the ruins of his past. He simply stood there like a man who realized the truth he built his entire marriage on was an illusion rented by the hour. Confusion became heartbreak. Heartbreak became betrayal. But if that was the first crack, the next phase of the marriage made the crack impossible to ignore, even for someone as loyal as Trevor. Because once Meghan booked Suits, things got educational. And trust me, the lesson wasn't love.
Meghan Markle is one of the most ruthless social climbers I've ever met in my entire life.
Let's talk about effort, because Trevor, he didn't just put in effort. He put in Olympic-level, triathlon-style, long-distance relationship effort. Meghan books Suits and moves to Toronto. Trevor treated the US-Canada border like it was a slightly inconvenient parking lot line. He flew out constantly, rearranged his career like he was auditioning for a job on Shark Tank, mailed care packages like a Pinterest boyfriend, and even tried relocating part of his business just to keep the relationship alive. Meanwhile, Meghan floated away like an AirPod falling out mid-jog. Not a blow-up, not a fight, not even a classic Hollywood breakup scream. No, she distanced herself with the same quiet, polite efficiency someone uses to unsubscribe from a newsletter.
She just worked out where she needed to start and where she needed to get to, as it were, Harry, who was the fly in the web.
Thank you for your time. This no longer serves me. Her priorities shifted. Trevor was not on the list. Friends noticed it. Family noticed it. Even Trevor felt it. But the man was too loyal to accept his main character role had been quietly downgraded to background extra. He was holding up the entire marriage on his own. Meghan was already Pinterest boarding her next chapter. And then came the end. The finale. The breakup equivalent of a cold corporate email. Meghan mailed back her wedding ring.
Trevor, who obviously had to deal with that, had to deal with the ring being returned by post.
No explanation. Just a ring in a box like it was an unwanted Amazon purchase. Didn't fit. Returned to sender. Thanks for shopping. Trevor opened that package and realized he hadn't lost his marriage that day. He had lost it a long time ago. He just didn't get the memo until UPS dropped it off. But you know what? Even that wasn't the moment that broke his silence. No, the real shocker was coming. A detail so wild, so deranged, so petty, so deeply Meghan-coded, it made the entire marriage look like a warm-up lap. And trust me, when you hear it, you'll understand everything. The detail that blew the lid off, that turned Trevor's heartbreak into a cosmic level reality check. The vision board, not a cute one, not a Pinterest mood board, not a dream big craft project, a fully charted blueprint with Prince Harry sitting dead center like a target in a laser pointer presentation.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled. She became a, quote, princess.
Well, you can...
It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
Before they met?
Yes. And she wants to
That's
pretend.
impressive. You got to admit that is impressive.
She nailed it.
Insiders claimed Meghan had mapped out her path to the royal family years before meeting Harry. While Trevor was buying flights and mailing care packages, Meghan was basically running a royal heist PowerPoint. And it gets darker, because when she met Harry for the first time, she didn't just show up cute, she showed up strategic. Insiders claim she wore Princess Diana's favorite perfume, a scent tied to Harry's childhood, grief, and emotional soft spots.
Prince Harry was overwhelmed by Meghan Markle on first date as she had Princess Diana's perfume on. This was published on July 19, 2023.
A scent he recognized instantly. To Harry, it was destiny. To Meghan and her circle, it was all marketing. And oh, it worked. Harry didn't fall for Meghan. He fell for the moment she engineered around him. And when Trevor learned years later about the perfume, the vision board, the strategy, suddenly every quiet withdrawal, every emotional shift, every Amazon return, breakup made perfect sense.
It just shows that Meghan has that tenacious determinedness that almost I would say mercenary, cold-blooded. She'd set her sight on something, and so many people over the years have said about Meghan, well, even Harry started reciting it. I'm sure Meghan fed the words into him. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets.
But here's the twist. When Trevor's side of the story finally drifted into the public like secondhand smoke, the first person it hit wasn't Meghan, it was Harry. And baby, the man did not react like someone hearing random tabloid gossip. Insiders whispered that he shut down. Not dramatic, not yelling, not smashing plates like he was auditioning for a Bravo franchise. No. He went quiet, and that type of quiet, that's the quiet that hangs in hallways, sits on top of conversations, and makes PR teams nervous enough to start Googling crisis management firms at 2 a.m. Harry wasn't angry, he was confused in that way a man gets when he starts realizing maybe, just maybe, the plot wasn't exactly what he thought it was. For years, he defended Meghan like it was his full-time religion, against the palace, against the press, against the public, against anyone who so much as raised an eyebrow within a 5-mile radius. But Trevor, he wasn't a palace source, he wasn't a troll, he wasn't an unnamed insider from a shady tabloid. He was the one man who knew Meghan before the reinvention.
It's Trevor who obviously had to deal with that, had to deal with the ring being returned by post. And you're so right. It's like, she'll close. It was absolutely like talking about a deal, and he knew that she would. I thought that was so interesting.
Before the global branding, before the title upgrades, before the Duchess energy merchandising began, and that hit Harry like a slap delivered by destiny. Sources say he retreated into corners of the Montecito mansion. The man basically went into airplane mode. He wasn't talking, wasn't confronting, wasn't crusading, he was thinking. And then he allegedly slipped out the line that changed everything. Stop blaming the palace for everything. That wasn't a comment. That was an emotional solar eclipse. That was the moment the entire victim narrative Meghan carefully curated for years cracked straight down the middle. Meghan's reaction? Well, let's just say her calendar suddenly developed a severe allergic reaction to public appearances. Because Meghan knew the first question thrown at her would be about Trevor, and she had no safe answer. Not a sarcastic one, not a polished one, not even a PR-approved recycled one. Meanwhile, the public began rewatching her interviews with a new filter. Suspicion mode. Suddenly, those tears looked a little more moisturized. Those monologues felt a little more rehearsed. That authenticity starting to look like it was bought at Sephora.
Look at Meghan Markle and I'm like, this is a bad idea. Why? How did you fall for that? This chick's from LA. She's a failed actress. She's clearly acting out of bad intent. She wants to destroy things she didn't build. And I just never understood why anyone, I thought she was like a ridiculous narcissist from the first words I heard emerge from her mouth. Like, it never occurred to me to take her seriously.
Let's zoom out, because this drama isn't just a Trevor versus Meghan moment. This is a collision between the truth and a carefully curated global brand. Here's the thing about Hollywood and royalty. Two institutions that run on PR, illusion, and please believe this version of me energy. Your brand must be consistent, your story must be tight, and your past must be silent. Meghan's entire public persona, the interviews, the documentaries, the speeches, the magazine spreads, the authenticity branding, relied on one assumption: no one from her past would ever talk.
She decided to target Harry at some point, but yes, it is targeting, it is closing a deal.
Is this your ex? And he's like, yup. And I'm like, I go, you think she's gonna close? And he's like, oh, she'll close.
That reason why is because she had a personal relationship, maybe even slightly romantic relationship, with Meghan Markle's ex-husband.
PR experts whispered that Meghan's authenticity, once her moneymaker, now looks like a liability. Agents allegedly started side-eyeing the cancellations. Hollywood strategists quietly murmured that her silence didn't read as strategy anymore. It read as fear. Royal watchers, the professionals, the amateurs, the ones on TikTok making timelines with PowerPoint transitions and ominous music, suddenly lost their minds. People began connecting dots. Meghan never wanted connected. The vision board, the perfume, the strategic silence, the Amazon return breakup, the narrative shaping, the timelines, the emotional choreography. Every clip of her claiming she was silenced, internet detectives replayed it, zoomed in, side-by-sided it, added captions, ran it through the Suspicion Olympics. Her image, once sharp as a diamond, now looked foggier than Harry's Wi-Fi during the Oprah interview.
And anyone who thinks she wants to get out of the fame element of all this is living in cloud cuckoo land. What she wants to do is now be a global superstar, riding off the stratospheric fame that she's acquired by marrying a member of the British royal family.
And then came the question, if Trevor finally spoke, who else might? Old co-workers, friends from before the rebrand, people from Suits, neighbors, the barista who made her pre-royal almond milk lattes. Hollywood has one rule. When one domino falls, the whole line starts quivering. And Meghan's domino didn't just fall, it rolled. This wasn't just a reputation issue. This was a credibility collapse. And celebrity brands don't survive credibility collapses, not without casualties. Here it is, the knockout punch Meghan never saw coming. Because according to whispers close to Trevor, everything the public just heard, all the juicy parts, all the shocking parts, all the parts that sent Harry into philosophical hibernation, well, that was only the warm-up. Trevor allegedly held back the most damaging details. Not because he was scared, not because he wanted to protect himself, but because he thought he was being respectful. But Meghan trying to silence him, trying to tighten his voice into a PR-approved silence, trying to spin the narrative like he didn't matter? Oh no. Now he doesn't feel obligated to play nice. Sources whispered about a second interview, a memoir, documents, receipts, timelines, things that contradict the fairy tale, things that expose the scaffolding under the rebrand, things that make the documentaries look like fiction, because Trevor is credible. He doesn't want fame. He doesn't want revenge. He isn't chasing clout. He isn't cashing a scandal check. He simply lived through the story Meghan tried to erase. This isn't scandal. This is reckoning. Long overdue, long avoided, now unavoidable. And Meghan's carefully sculpted story, it's not cracking. It's crumbling. Trevor's voice was silent for almost a decade, but now it has become the one sound Meghan cannot drown out with PR noise, palace blame, or victim branding. Not because he's dramatic, not because he's vengeful, not because he's trying to ruin her life, but because he lived the version of Meghan that came before the rebrand, and the truth she thought she buried is clawing its way back to the surface. Hollywood lets you reinvent yourself. Royalty lets you rewrite your title, but reality waits, and it always returns. If you were already side-eyeing Meghan's reinvention before Trevor spilled the tea, hit like, tap subscribe, and ring that bell, because this truth train is just leaving the station. Now tell me in the comments, when do you think the next person from her past will speak up? Sooner, later, or right after this video goes viral? Let us know in the comments, and feel free to check out some of my other videos on the top of the screen. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.